Christopher's going to share his screen and show us some of the technology. It's a very visual thing, like we talked about. So we're gonna have this is going to be the video of this. Christopher sharing his screen, and we're going to take a look at some of the things that ZoomLook can do.
Okay, so by the time that you are seeing this, we may have our new site live, but here's the basics about ZoomLook. I'm going to activate this image here. Now it's active, and I'll go full screen, and I want to zoom in and see what this actually feels like.
Oh my God.
And what does this feel like? I'll try and go slow. I tend to go fast. I'm just, kind of quick at all this stuff. But
yeah, so I should say for the audience, you will probably see a better resolved version of this because the pipeline that this is coming through on mine, it's not the Zoom that's the weak point here. It's just the internet connection, basically, because you're zooming in, and as soon as you are in, a split second later, that texture is resolving. So it's definitely just my internet that is. Oh my God, you can see through that blouse. You can see skin tone through that blouse.
Oh, the colors are amazing. Colors are amazing. Look at this. This is silk. You can never tell what you're buying online, what it's going to be until you actually have it delivered to your house, unless you're using ZoomLook. Because we can show the texture and the feeling, because when you're this close, you can see what it feels like.
Yeah.
And that's important.
I want to tell you, Christopher, and I don't know, I'm not asking for any special favors or anything, but I would love to have this technology integrated on my photography website.
Well, we're going to go there.
There are things that I shoot that I think people should be able to see very, very big, so they can really appreciate what's going on with the light, and you just don't get that with the internet with work like mine.
Right, and so this is an example of the equivalent of a GIF.
Yeah.
And let me just backtrack for 1 second and let you know what we just looked at in terms of its resolution. We have a 37,000 by 39,000 pixel composite photo. And as a JPEG, it's 145 megabytes.
How many images is that tall? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tall. So basically each of those images is full resolution from a DSLR.
Yes, a 50 megapixel image from each one.
Yeah.
This is also 50 megapixel, and the ZoomLook film is a 1 gigabyte 8K clip. And the number of actual frames is 250 on this.
The dress that she is, oh man, I'm already getting the dress that you showed. Holy cows.
Now I'm driving it. I'm actually just clicking and dragging. So I'm controlling the video back and forth. And then zoom in. I want to see these sequences, and there they are. This is shot as video with a red camera.
Yeah.
And in 8K.
Yeah, that is like a little bit of sharpening, and you have a beautiful still image. You're not even doing that much work to turn that screen cap. What I'm saying is, if you were to screen cap this and just hit it with a little bit of sharpening, you'd never know that wasn't natively a still image.
Right. So these are the three main formats. There's photos, there's animation, and then there's the video. Yeah. Now, I'm going to also show you a new innovation. Our new site that is going to be live by the time that this podcast is premiered will give you even more. But I'm going to look at I'll go back to the art in 1 second. But in the beauty section, we have this really interesting before and after that we just invented. So with, beauty is obviously really interesting. Colors are important. You can never see makeup online that's actually realistic, but with ZoomLook you can. So here's the before and after, but I want to see it close.
Wow.
Cool, right?
Yeah, man.
So this is all, the thing about ZoomLook is we're not just a player. We've actually developed a back end, which are ZoomLook. There's a ZoomLook WebGL player, which is infinitely usable in so many different ways, like we've already discussed. But we also have a DAM, the ZoomLook DAM, which is a CMS and CDN. So with our ZoomLook DAM, and this is what we're actually going to be providing to photo studios this summer to experiment and to play with, and to show off and to become the new stars within their companies or for their clients, to demonstrate what it is that ultimately limitless resolution can do for brands. And the way that it works is very simple. You just grab your product image, you drag it here, and then you generate it. So we were talking about art before. Here's a nice art. While it's processing, I'll show you a composite AI up-res art. This is AI, generative AI. It's
Wow.
extremely high resolution, composite like the other one. And I'm just showing off because I want to just
Right.
kind of give you the idea
Yeah.
of the level of detail that can be conveyed. Like this looks like a photograph.
Yeah.
Right? When you get in, it's art. It's like painting.
Wow.
And
Can
the
I have
text.
access to this today?
Yeah, I can send it to you.
Yes.
I know this is a good one. This is one of
I
my
had
favorite.
so a lot of my still life work, Christopher, is focus stacked, like
Oh,
creating these impossible compositions that the human eye can't perceive because of how limited our depth of field is in our eyes. People don't realize that, but like our depth of field in our eyes is super duper limited.
yeah, it's like 20 feet.
Yeah, and so like when I focus stack these still life images, I'm creating sharp images from front to back that you couldn't possibly observe. But what that means is when you zoom in, there's so much little detail and lights and reflections and things. I have a body of work that I think could be really stunning, given this
Speaking of
treatment.
focus stacking, I have one right here.
Yeah,
This
look at that.
this is a
Beautiful.
thank you, thank you. This is how easy it is that our DAM works as a CMS, the content
Yeah.
management system. If I
Yeah.
wanted to change, let's say the buttons and take away this button, I can just click take away the control button.
Hmm.
I don't want to give them full screen. Louis Vuitton didn't want to give them full screen. I don't know why. So all of these things are just little tiny
Wow.
changes that now when I reload it, I hit save, it reloads, that's gone. And I
Hmm.
can change like, I don't want it to load automatically, but I want it to play automatically. So save. Now the player is not loaded. I have to click to load it. Good
But
for
it will play once it loads. Got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Wow, look at that.
Oh, let me go full. Boom. I should probably stop it while I'm zooming.
Yeah, I know you can't even like you zoom in so close and it's just like tones changing because it's silver and reflective.
Yes. Look at like the stamp of the information.
You can see the tool marks of the stamp in the
Right.
in the engraving. That's
Right.
crazy.
So this is 72 frames for the animation, and we
Yeah.
had about 30 different depths of field in the focus stacking.
Wow.
But
Fascinating.
that's actually not what I wanted to show you. This is the I just actually converted this one yesterday. I have so much content from the process that I don't always remember what I have until I search for it. So here's something new. Gold Jacket 8K. I want to change the background color.
Oh, don't you dare.
Oh, no. It's because like all this white here. I don't need that. I can just go like, oh.
Oh, I see. The background color of the viewer. I thought you were changing the background color of the actual video. I was like, don't you dare start doing things like that.
Well, if it were a transparent capture,
yeah, I'm sure it would be not that hard for you to whip it up together for me right now and really blow my socks off.
Wait, that was important. I just went full screen and went full screen to the device. So now it's up there. I'm going to change that in the basic configuration to full screen means full page to the window of the browser. So now when I go full screen, you see, using it is really intuitive and easy.
Yeah.
And once your editing is done, this is an 8K video as well. And
wow.
And the innovation for our ZoomLook video is that we now have sound.
Wow.
So this one doesn't have sound. This is perfect for PDP.
Yeah, ecom stuff, definitely, yeah.
Ecom. This is an ecom example, and it's an 8K clip. And you could just produce these all day long and upload them to, and the endpoint goes to wherever you want it to go. So our CDN can connect to your CDN as a brand, goes to Akamai, go to Google Cloud, doesn't matter. All the different options are available. And we can put it together with our API so it's seamless, industrialized, and automatic. So ease of use. One thing I've learned is make things easy.
I like that. To me is very, I think, obvious and based on the history of the people with which you've gravitated towards working. Like the tools, the technological tools and the creative tools that drive creative teams and in fashion need to not be hard to use or hard to understand what you're trying to do. They need to be pleasant to use, and this is quite pleasant.
Thank you. And we also can create galleries. There's actually let me just go back to the content. I think I had it here in spring because my fascination. Oh, I misspelled it. My fascination for fashion films. So there's a and this is gonna. I don't know quite how I can say this, but I'll just view it here. The upresing technology of AI was used in this case. We have sound, and I can move around, zoom in, zoom out. I can click to pause and really get in deep, and then move frame by frame by clicking and dragging.
This was an existing fashion video
yes,
that you upresed, brought into ZoomLook, and now you can kind of immerse yourself in it.
Yes. The AI upresing has gotten so good, or almost good enough to actually use now. A year ago,
this picture of me is the screenshot of this of the YouTube clip. Me holding my head, kind of distressed. Wow, that is, first of all, stunning film. Absolutely stunning creative work here.
Yeah. I have an archive of several hundred fashion films that are just as cool as this because I literally collected them for years.
So let me throw this out there to you. This is something that I was talking about when I was actually on my New York trip with some people at Saks Fifth Avenue and a friend of mine, Stacy Terrell, who used to do creative operations work for Christie's and is working for actually Covision now, so also in the 3D space.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we talked about is like all of these fashion labels and fashion designers throughout history that like have these designs, have these garments potentially, and none of them, like in some cases, they may not be cataloged in any meaningful way.
Right.
And yeah, so Stacy was telling me the story about a brand. I think it was like Nicole Miller.
Yeah.
That the new people at Nicole Miller who bought the brand were not interested in archiving this huge collection of garments that they had. And it occurred to me that this should probably be a foundation that does this kind of work. That goes to a brand and says, look, if you're not interested in spending the money on this, we have a grant program. We'll pay to store the garments until we can do it, till we can archive them or catalog them or whatever the mechanism that we use is. And then once that's done, you can take them. But to me, it seems like something that should be captured and recorded as a matter of art and culture. Like, it's distressing to me to know that there are fashion designs out there that the world doesn't get to experience just because the brand doesn't think it's lucrative to catalog it.
Yes, absolutely. I think so. And this is an interesting segue because something that everyone should know, not only is ZoomLook in play in the fashion industry right now, we're also expanding its use cases into different industries, and we're launching a website called resolutionrevolution.org, which is going to be a crowdfunding campaign site just for projects to innovate and create new projects, new companies, new products with the Zoom technology across any type of industry that you can imagine. So if people are interested in working with us or creating a project and funding it through crowdfunding and social media and stuff, that's all happening this summer on resolutionrevolution.org.
Got it.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's so much fun. It's just so much fun.
Like I said, I see very clear value in this just for my own work that I think could revolutionize the way that I share it online, which has always been kind of depressing to me.
Right. Well, now you can show all of it on all of its glory.
God, the Louis Vuitton bag is just like, and again, when the page first loads, this is a normal e-com experience.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden you are like holding that bag as much as you possibly can be holding that bag.
Correct.
By looking at a website.
Correct. And on your phone too. You could have two bars on your phone, and here you go. You're able to get the exact same experience.
Wow, look at the light and the reflections on that chain at that zoom. Oh my gosh.
You know, it's been such a pleasure working with Louis Vuitton because everybody on their teams are immaculate perfectionists. They are like the best at what they do.
Think about how important and how, like, we've been saying this on this podcast for so long, but think about what it means to have this technology in your space now, and then actually have photographers and stylists who could live up to achieving the images that you need for that. Like,
yes.
The people doing this work are doing it today. They're doing phenomenal jobs, and you are not using it to their full potential because we're just throwing 2,000 by 2,000 pixel images on the internet.
Correct.
Still.
Well, that's why we are providing the ZoomLook DAM to photo studios this summer to for free, to experiment, to play, to explore, and to show off your best, so that you can then share that best with your clients or with the brand that you are, if you're a brand studio, and then also try it on the website. So the brands can also have a flavor and a taste, and dip their feet into this ocean of limitlessness, and then find that it can be a inspirational medium for all the creatives to understand, to go limitless, just in terms of limitlessness.
Right.
And then layering more information, more experiences, more content in a way that's narrative appropriate. It's just so much fun. I'm thinking of it now as like relaunching Flash almost. But
I can't wait. Like and everything that you just said is just speaking to the things that I think are so necessary for us to really finally understand creativity in this day and age, and how it relates to commerce, and what it can really do for people, and why we need to respect it and invest in it a little bit more than we do. Oh my God, look at that exploded watch diagram. Holy smokes.
I've been just doing it manually because we're talking, and I don't have a mute button here yet. This is place.
Wow.
And now I'm scrubbing. You can scrub.
Yeah.
Backwards and forwards, scrubbing automatically.
Scrubbing has almost a Minority Report vibe. You know the movie? I'm sure you know the movie.
Yes.
But it almost has that moment where, it is like he's sort of moving that vision of reality, and it's got, I don't know. Wow, look at that shot. Wow.
So here we are, and we're happy to give this to everybody.
That's amazing, Christopher. So I will. You and I can work out the details on links and stuff like that. So when we post this, it'll get up. And you've inspired me, Christopher. I can't release this episode next week, but I'm going to go ahead and put it in the slot for the following week. I do want to get it out there, and I want people to know that this is available, because that's
so cool. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely. You it didn't. I knew it wasn't going to be hard for you to convince me to change my plans slightly, but I'm into it. Yeah, definitely.
Yes. That's perfect timing, because I'm going to also have our the character I call is Chris 3. Okay, so Chris 3 is like a version of me that's a line drawing. That's overlaid on the screen, me talking you through how to do stuff.
I'm very, as somebody who makes a lot of content like this that doesn't live publicly on the internet, I'm also very interested in that, because I lend my voice and my knowledge to a lot of like Academy content for Creative Force and other things like that.
Yep.
But I would like something more fun, and I'm not good at making things like that. It needs to be super easy for me to do it. I don't have money or time or patience, so I don't have anything useful really, except good voice, and that's about it.
I'm
but anyway,
flying by the seat of my pants in all cases. I don't even know how I got here. My mom always told me, she said that I was like Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes. He'd like fall down the stairs and tumble and land on his feet. Ta-da!
Yeah, right. Yeah, there he goes. Yeah, well, man, that's a fond memory of mine too. My son is also into Calvin and Hobbes. That one got me good. Awesome. Christopher, thank you so much for your time and for your knowledge and expertise. Now we're going to see and hear a lot more from ZoomLook and from you, I think, this summer. But thank you so much for sharing that with us.
It was my pleasure, and thank you for having me. Truly, it's been good.